although it was late to ballistically play, although the steel drum without Leji had been on sale for a while. But it is said that this toy is very distinctive. I still can't help but want to try it, especially since it is said to be particularly difficult to disassemble and assemble. Then I am naturally not convinced. Let's take a look at what is going on. Okay, welcome back to hiding. EDC, let's take a look at the appearance of this toy first. The front is an art design of the skeleton model. The back is surrounded by a ring of exoskeletons. It is also the shape of the spine and ribs. The overall style is consistent. It is also very consistent with the product name Rigid. Most of the surfaces are made of titanium blasted bone patches. The part is the collision of the two colors of the knife pattern, make the subject less monotonous. The facet detail on the patch is done decently. The light and shadow effects are quite smart. The push row is a mechanical structure, with spring beads and a magnetic slider. During the pushing process you can feel the slight beating of the slider. When you reach the end, there will also be an ejection effect. The slider will instantly hit the inner wall greatly due to the displacement of the magnet. Brings a refreshing vibration to the fingers, and when pushed back in the opposite direction, the slider jumps twice again and is ready to go. When pushing to the last section, the strong ejection pushes it back and forth. There are other tracks with buckball gameplay. Let's disassemble the internal structure first, and then replace these accessories by the way. See how it actually works. It is said that it is particularly difficult to disassemble. I'll unscrew these two screws first. The moment it was opened, the big pig and the little pig fell into the jade plate, the parts. A little too much, indeed. But that's okay. Let's take a look at the internal structure first, and then we will slowly reinstall it later. 2 bead grooves at the bottom and sides. 2 beads can be placed on the bottom to lubricate the area. The 2 beads on the sides are responsible for lubrication and thread positioning. The spring ball hole in the middle is used to put springs and beads. The structure on the other side is the same as here. There is also a magnet slot for magnets. Put the beads that should be placed into the corresponding bead slot. Larger beads are placed on the sides, and smaller ones are placed on the bottom. We can cover the push block. The next step is more difficult. We're going to put the other side in the same way. Took about 20 minutes to install. This time it was successful. We finally pressed it in. This is the moment of success, wow. I put it on and pushed it, and found that it didn't feel right. It's because I put the magnet upside down. It must be mutually exclusive with the magnet in the slider, and it cannot attract each other. So you have to take it apart and do it all over again. After another period of struggle, I installed it again. I will never open it again in my life, and I will never open it again. Just now, because when the screws were finally installed, the direction is reversed, although the screwdriver has a tightening feeling, but the direction is wrong. As a result, it was not screwed on, so it disintegrated. Everyone must pay attention to this during the process of disassembly and assembly. So after the third installation, let's take a look at the internal structure of the push block. Unscrew the 2 screws. We can see the slider inside. There are 2 magnets on it as well as 4 lubricated beads. Installing the slider is simple, we just need to drag it on our hands, cover the main body, and the other way around, the 4 beads in it will not fall out. Finally, we put the last bead on to cover the patch, and screw it in. After talking about the internal structure, let's take a look at the modified gameplay of the buckball. The tracks are roughly divided into 3 categories. Bump, threaded mace. Let's take a look at the bumps first. First, put the track into the push block and throw an 8-gram ball in. Then close the patch and you can see it. When pushing, there is a vibration feeling of an 8-gram ball beating inside, but the vibration is not obvious. Then try the mace again, it feels similar to the previous one. Because the buckball always beats in the middle. It mainly comes from what is pressed in the middle. So, blind guess should be Rowan's track more feeling. Bring it closer. Well, it's very close, it's really different. It was a shock. Of course, there are actually 3 types of tracks, namely paragraph dense and ultra dense. Let's look at them one by one. Replace it with dense. Well, it's almost over. Many more paragraphs. Means more feel feedback. Then let's try ultra dense and even more exhausted. This is best, very cool. I personally recommend this track the most. In addition to the difficulty of disassembly and assembly, This product is remarkable. In fact, there are many mechanical push rows and fusion blocking structures that are also very unique. The game of buckball is not tasteless. Choose the right one. The track is still very strong. The above is the toy sharing of this video. If the video is helpful for your decision making, please also pay attention to it with one click. Amu, see you next time. Look at the position of the thread clearly and lock the screw slightly. Put the small beads and spring steel posts, which can be placed on both sides. Is it normal to press up and push fast? Place large beads from the chute.